So situated here for the live stream. Sure, my Dutches. Actually, I can get Dutches in a second if I need to. If I need to, I can get Dutches in a second. Let me get everything situated here for my live stream. Make sure the audio is situated for everybody tuning in. Today, I'm going to be doing a full album review. That's right, you guys. We are doing a full album review for the game's most recent project, Drillmatic, y'all. The Drillmatic album. I'm excited to talk about it. I'm excited to talk about the Drillmatic album. Definitely appreciate everybody tapping in. If you're here live, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share this video and drop a comment. Also, man, Oceanic Vibes, appreciate you for tuning in and dropping a super chat and joining as an official member. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. So free Max B. It was dope to hear the game giving Max B some props on the album as well. We're going to be talking about all that tonight. Every single track. I will be going over every single track on the album. All 30 of the tracks. Appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Appreciate y'all tuning in on this live. Free Max B, damn right, damn right, damn right. We're going to get into it, man. We are going to get into it, man. So guys, Drillmatic starts off with One Time featuring Ice-T. One Time featuring Ice-T. They did a sample of Ice-T. This album actually starts off different than any other game album we've ever heard, y'all. We've never heard a game album start off like this. Game's album actually starts off with guitar riffs. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. The album starts off with guitar riffs. Like I said, we've never heard one of the game's albums start like this before. And then the game, the fentanyl free, but the addiction going to cost you. I lost you. Stretch Maybach instead of paying my lawsuits. Stretch Maybach instead of paying my lawsuits. We all know that the game's lawsuits have kind of piled up. They kind of piled up. You know what I'm saying? The game will even address this a little bit further when he says, oh, I wish I would have stayed and married one of my exes. Either one of them, it doesn't matter. Either one of them, it does not matter. I would have stayed with either one of my exes, not to owe a $7 million debt. I am totally shocked that the game is starting his album there. The game is starting his album there, you guys. I need everybody in here to hit that like button, share this video one time. We're getting the full Drillmatic album review today. We're getting the full Drillmatic album review today, y'all. Hell yeah, man. Dallas is in the building. Salute to Dallas on the tap in. So first song is One Time featuring Ice-T. What did he say? Let it off in the club. There was always more than one shine. He's always shouting out shine for that incident that locked him up for 10 years. Pray to the Most High. Then I went platinum with hits. Game's lifestyle was changed dramatically when he came out the gate selling 5 million records. Even on the track that has been the Nipsey Hussle removed track, it seemed a little bit old to me, but he was rapping on there about how Dr. Dre told him his life would change. Dr. Dre told him his life would actually change after selling 5 million albums. Check it out. So, first feature we got is Ice-T, more of a sample. Ice-T coming on, I Am the Nightmare, Walking Psychopath Talking. The Game sampled Ice-T's song Colors. Game even dissed Wack's homie. Game even disrespected Wack 100 on track 1, y'all. Game disrespected Wack's homie, thus disrespecting Wack, you guys. Track 1, go listen to it. One time featuring Ice-T. How you say snitch in Japanese? Tekashi 6ix9ine. How you say snitch in Japanese? Tekashi. Didn't want to finish it. Didn't want to finish it. Just like back in the day when he said they can't be separated like Interscope, and he meant 50 Cent. For some reason, he didn't want to say 50's name on the Doctor's Advocate. So there you have it right there. The game disrespected Wack 100's associate. He would later go on to shout him out, saying he'd rather listen to 6ix9ine than Eminem, which is kind of bugged out, if you ask me. It's kind of bugged out, if you ask me, but we'll get to that track a little bit later. The next track we're going to focus on, unless I have a few more notes from one time. Game said, we don't talk to cops. All these drills and automatics. There ain't no talking to ops. We don't talk to cops. All these drills and automatics. There ain't no talking to ops. There ain't no talking when you run into ops, according to the game. Game said, I was 9 years old on the drum line. So apparently he was up and at it 2 years before 50 Cent, who had infamously said that he had, got in the streets at 11 years old. You know what I mean? This song right here, it's really good, but the beat is just so simple. It's the intro. It's no dreams and nightmares. You know what I'm saying? It's no dreams. It's not the dreams and nightmares intro. You know what I'm saying? But it's not a letdown of an intro. I got to say that. You know what I mean? It's not a letdown of an intro. So we start this thing off with a sample from Ice-T. We started off with the game rapping. It's an intro. We can let it be. We're not going to critique too much about the hook on an intro. We move right into the next track, you guys. And as we talk about these tracks, let's post up our thoughts. Track 2 is Easy. Easy featuring Kanye West. Kanye West actually gave a feature. Not one, he actually gave him 2 features. We're going to be talking about the second feature. The second feature I'm actually more impressed with than this one, but Easy's a great song. It was a great set off for the album. My life was never easy. That's what we all remember. If you don't remember it, you should. The game actually came in one here. The game isn't lying on this record. If you know, you know. The game's life has been difficult. You know what I'm saying? Game said, head up fades, got a few concussions, Compton's amazed, Dr. Dre percussion. God, please grant my dude eternal life. We need the beats, aftermath, where you fall asleep, you do not eat. So he shouts out Dre, but then he gives you an inside look. He gives you an inside look of what it was really like working with Dr. Dre. If you fall asleep and you're on aftermath, if you fall asleep, you're out of here. If you fall asleep, 50 Cent is recording on In the Club and D12 isn't getting on it. You know what I'm saying? It was almost a similar story to what we heard with How We Do. Game was already on it. For some reason, 50 was cool jumping on it when Game was on it, not when it was D12. That would have looked kind of crazy, right? It would have looked kind of crazy, right? So right now we're talking about Easy, where he gave Dre an amazing shout out. Compton's amazed. He said, head up fades, got a few concussions. Compton's amazed. Dr. Dre percussions. You know what I'm saying? But then he goes in, we need the beats. God grant my dude eternal life. We need the beats. Aftermath, where you fall asleep, you do not eat. Blogging, where you fall asleep, you do not eat. It doesn't just work like that, though, with Aftermath, game. You blogging, you fall asleep, you miss the story. It works with every facet of life. You fall asleep, you don't make it to work, you get fired. Ja Rule, late to the studio with Jay-Z. Ja Rule's taken off the record. So let's just be real here. Game said, so, right? He said, where you fall asleep, you do not eat. But then he comes back and he said, and my belly is full. Gorilla riding the bull. Banana clips in the pool. Swan dive in Class Azul. The tequila that he loves. The ops, I'm on their ass. Grandma, whoopings in school. Now, I want to see what Kanye West offers up to this. Track. Kanye West comes in. How I ain't bring nothing to the table when I'm the table. I'ma turn up the music, wake up the neighbors. I'ma get that thug life tatted across the navel. This is how I am in real life, not just on cable. Kanye West gave him his best verse thus far. How I ain't bringing nothing to the table when I'm the table. Turn the music up. Wake up the neighbors. You know what I'm saying? He gave him some real mainstream shit right there. Everybody hit that like button. Everybody share this video one time. Yep. Kanye West gave him a great feature. He gave him a little bit more, though. What do you say? Mr. Narcissist, tell me about my arrogance. No more counseling. I don't negotiate with therapists. God, yay. Want to let God in, but tonight I guess I'll let my pride win. And he also said a line that everybody remembers. God save me from the crash so I can beat Pete Davidson's ass. This feature right here is a 10 out of 10 from Kanye West, you guys. You know what I mean? So we're really getting the Drillmatic album started off to a good start. You know what I mean? We got the Ice-T sample. We got Kanye West coming in and bolstering the album, right? So we're just getting started, though. The music video, it's a letdown, though. I also want to know that the game is, I want to note that the game is using a more soft tone in his voice on Easy, which we heard a little in the opening track as well, but I'm going to keep my eye on it for the duration of this album to see if he's using it throughout, because this is a much softer sounding tone to me to the game, even softer than the documentary, and obviously lighter than the stuff he did on the Doctor's Advocate on the Untold Story when he had a more deep voice. Burning Checks. We're moving on to track 3, Burning Checks. Questions? Has this song been removed? You know what I mean? We got Fabio Foreign on it. Can we afford the tab? Can he afford the tab on this one, you guys? We got Fabio Foreign here. I'm just wondering, is this track going to be taken back? Apparently, they had to pull back on the NBA Youngboy record. I'm wondering if the same is going to happen for some of the others. Mace got him a good deal on the verse. I like that, bro. That's great. That's great, man. That is great. So yeah, the game is getting this thing started right. So we got his first, the intro, dissing Wack 100's Protege 6ix9ine. Second track, we got Kanye West. Third track, we got Fabio Foreign. My next question. So first question, is it going to be removed? Second question, where's the music video? You got Fabio Foreign on your album and you don't have a music video? You got Kanye West and you got that low rent music video? Where's the budget for all this going? I'm really not getting it. Where is the budget for all of this stuff going? So they started this track off. We're talking about burning checks. They started it off actually with Eazy-E speaking about wanting to put his city on the map. So immediately I'm a little bit confused. You know what I mean? Game is like Drillmatic means all them small ass guns go into hibernation. So Game is getting into the meaning behind Drillmatic here a little bit. And I'm like, okay, finally, he's starting to explain a little something. Immediately when this song starts playing, like, though, I want to start dancing, though, like Pop Smoke. You know what I'm saying? So they got a vibe here, which I really was making me not understand the Eazy-E influence until they started talking about all the King of LA, King of New York stuff. Maybe, you know, we heard the Ode to Easy on track 2. So here we go with track 3 with the Easy interlude. Maybe that could have played before. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that could have played before the Kanye West joint. Maybe I'm nitpicking. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, this right here has that classic drill sound. You know what I'm saying? Immediately, song comes on, you're immediately going to want to start dancing. So y'all go turn this track on. It's called Burning Checks. Take a listen to it while I'm reviewing it right now. Game comes on this track. I'm the one that keeps it lit. I'm the one they should remember. You're the one that they're going to forget. We ain't them dudes they thought that we was. We them real ones that they said that they was. Gloves, mask, burner, check, drugs, money, murder, sex. Game is coming on his shit, man. Game is coming on his shit on this one. You know what I mean? He's really trying to come along with that drill flow on this one. Mask, burner, check, drugs, money, murder, sex. Okay. Game is like, if I said I'm the king of New York, you'd be mad. If I said I'm the king of LA, you'd be mad. Okay. I mean, I guess it's a controversial lyric. You know what I'm saying? I was like, well, where's he going with that, man? Of course, if you're going to go around saying you're the king of New York, you are from LA, geez. But that was just the hook. I believe even Fabio Foreign said that. So that was like how sometimes when there's a portion of the hook that both rappers repeat. He addressed Jimmy Henchman as well, you guys. He said, dead that. He came to his senses. We walk in the club. It ain't for attention. They tried to get me a free G-Wagon. I told them, F that. Free Jimmy Henchman. Crazy. F that. Free Jimmy Henchman. There we go. What up, what up, what up? We are just on track 3. Track 3 of the Drillmatic album review, which features Fabio Foreign. It's called Burning Checks, if you guys want to put it on while I'm reviewing it. But this is hard, man. I'm not going to lie, but let's see. That's hard right there. That lyric about Jimmy Henchman when he said, we walk in the club, it ain't for attention. They tried to give me a free G-Wagon. I told them, F that. Free Jimmy Henchman. This is hard. I'm not going to lie. Let's see what Fabio Foreign's got on this one, though. Fabio Foreign is saying he's really heavy on the ad libs here, you guys. One of the lines I caught was, I got rich off of having beef. I said I'm the king of New York City. That's a fact. It's hard to disagree that Fabio Foreign is on top right now. You know what I mean? I wouldn't really find too many people that actually disagree with that. This record is real swagged out. You know what I mean? I got to give Game respect for nabbing Fabio Foreign, the feature on the album. It's called Drillmatic, so it actually makes sense. My one question is still, you know what I mean? To go along with Ye in the Easy video, where's the NBA Youngboy video? You know what I mean? Where's the Fabio Foreign video? I understand these dudes are young boys compared to you, but we saw Chief Keef work with Wiz and 50 Cent. The video didn't end up happening, but it should have. Now, Game caught my attention at the very end of the song saying the king of drill. I was like, what? So this song, The Game Voodoo featuring Boa QG. So this song starts off showcasing where the Game has had his most difficulty as an artist. Moving on to track 4, you guys. His most difficulty as an artist has actually been within his hooks. This is something that he has mastered over the years, working with the likes of 50 Cent, Lil Wayne, Chris Brown, you know what I mean? But Game seems to be taking more of a Kendrick Lamar approach on this record, Voodoo. The hook is almost what you would expect. Voodoo, let me put a hex on you. I'm like, oh, geez. I wouldn't have expected that on Drillmatic. You know what I mean? You normally don't get some cliched sounding shit on the Game's albums, just to be 100% real. Then when you hear somebody saying voodoo and put a hex on you, and it's like, some things just shouldn't be made into songs. Some things will never be sung in their car. And that's one of them right there. But you know what? You can still expect to hear some great Game lyrics. We're talking about track 4, Voodoo. But like I said, it's a different delivery here for the Game. He's more on his Kendrick Lamar type shit. It's a lot of different subject matter as well on this track, but he gets into his regular format rapping. You know what I'm saying? Don't call yourself a king out here. They steal crowns. Out here, they steal your bitch. Out here, I dare you to make a sound. Everybody on the porch with torches, no porch lights, no 911, no Porsche lights. Barking with my dogs and these Hellcats running red lights, having horse fights with the sticks on us when we hit the corners with the bricks on us like it's Fortnite. It was cool. That's about the only gangster shit I could find in there. He was rapping about some other real life issues on that track. Probably should have grabbed some of those lyrics just to showcase, some of the growth in Game actually, speaking about different, concerns that people have actually going through life. Next track, Voodoo, not the song for me though, you guys. Probably the worst track for me on the whole album, if I could be real. Home Invasion, the worst track out of 30. Home Invasion. Immediately, you guys, Home Invasion has the most interesting beat yet. It's got me a little bit more invested than even the Ye track. You know what I mean? Home Invasion, dope beat. So Game is using an extremely quick flow on this. And what are we, 5 records in now? He's doing a quick flow on this. Game is an artist that maybe he knows best, so I'm just going to listen. You know what I mean? That's how I feel going into this. Game, been an artist for a long time. I'm going to give him a chance to do what he do. We are about 5 tracks in here. Like I said, I wasn't really ready for all this just yet on this track, Home Invasion. Like I said, it was a smooth beat coming in. But then in all honesty, all the fast-paced rapping, I just really wasn't ready for it. Not yet. Not 5 tracks in on the album. Don't go Bone Thugs on me 5 tracks in on an album. I'm trying to still see the direction of where we're going here. Now I'm struggling to actually understand what you're saying on the album. Game mentions Nipsey. You know what I mean? Like, he knows how to hold your attention. You know what I'm saying? In there, he's like, he's going to catch you. He did. Hood politics. The drama gets sticky. Hollow tips. I'm letting off 50. Of course, I'm letting off 50 out of it because I'm riding around tipsy. Promise this is payback for Nipsey. He said, letting off 50 I'm letting off 50 out of it because I'm riding around tipsy. Promise this is payback for Nipsey. You know what I'm saying? Game was hitting with some of these lyrics, but just a little bit fast paced for my liking. Just a little bit. So Game got me on this track at the end of it. Quick flow or not. You know, it came on a little bit early on the track listen for me. Number 5, I believe, right? Yes, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 5. Now, track number 6. This is where we get into the third feature, because we've had Fabio, our third major feature. We have Fabio, Kanye West, now NBA Youngboy. Use an op if an op with you. Ain't got time to play. Got this iced out AP on my wrist, bitch. I got time today. We off liquor taking shots. Yeah, I bought 9 today. Catch a fish with the tartar sauce is what I'm trying to say. Game is, damn, I totally did the wrong flow on that one because Game was actually coming off with a Chief Keef-like flow. He's like, use an op, and if you op, you ain't got time today. Get the iced out AP on wrist time today. He was doing the Chief Keef flow on this one, you guys. We out the liquor taking shots. Yeah, I bought like 9 today. Catch a fish with what I'm trying to say. And I'm like, damn, you're really going with that, huh? You're really going with that. But it's like, yo, Game, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Game is channeling Chief Keef on this record. He's channeling Chief Keef heavy on this one. I'm taking a look at the NBA Youngboy track, and it's like the hook is garbage on this. I'm sorry. But I spoke on this earlier. Game needs to hide the fact that hooks are not his strong suit. When NBA Youngboy comes onto the record, it sounds like this beat was made for him. Why would you not have NBA Youngboy doing the hook? I seriously don't get it. I honestly, you can't explain it to me. Why in the hell would NBA Youngboy not be doing the hook? So yeah, they basically flopped that. I believe NBA Youngboy is off the album at this point in time, although it doesn't make any sense to me because the track is still all over YouTube. You know, the track is already out there, you guys. Yeah, exactly. And they should have done videos for all of these songs. They have such major features. So then we're going to move on to another record called Outside with YG. I was honestly very hyped to hear this LA collab, you guys, to hear this California collaboration with these guys. I believe YG had done a feature on Gunplay's album, the Living Legend album a few years ago, and it was some really upbeat shit. You know, YG had done some music with Young Jeezy. So I'm hyped to hear it. You know what I mean? Game. I ate it Tams. You got it brought to you. You a bitch. You a buster. You a mark. You a prostitute. Ain't no bullets hit you. They ricocheted off your roof. You could have came outside and still survived. I'm walking proof. Game is crazy, man. Game and YG actually went back and forth on the outside hook. And YG went hard on this shit. Everybody share this video one time. YG went hard on this, but it wasn't exactly what I was looking for. You know what I mean? What do you say? YG said, I'm richer than you. Y'all don't want smoke with me. Bulletproof the truck, and the shooter's ready to go for me. Overall, I like the collab. I would have liked a more upbeat record. You know what I mean? I would have liked to have seen more of a styled record like the Gunplay feature I was talking about a little bit earlier. I would have liked to seen something more upbeat between these guys. But we got what we got. Following that track, following Outside featuring YG, we've got La La Land, solo cut. And I'm immediately loving the sample. You know what I mean? Jay-Z sampled Lafayette Afro rock band's Darkest Light. You guys know what I'm talking about from Show Me What You Got. You know, Dope ass shit. Dope ass shit. So La La Land is what they used to call Los Angeles as well. You know what I mean? It's like the term for like being out of touch with reality. But let's be real, you guys. LA reality is the new reality. Every rapper has a face tattoo. Every rapper has 8 different dyes in their hair and every type of chain and all the accessories. You know what I'm saying? Like LA is the new lifestyle. You know, I mean, La La Land is the new reality. What up, what up, what up, Chicago? Appreciate everybody tapping in for this live review. That's a good song. We'll be there in a few. We'll be there in a few minutes for everyone watching the review right now. So let me see. You know, so the thing about it is I need to be sold on the lyrics of the song. You know what I mean? It's not just going to be the sample. The sample isn't going to get me. You know what I mean? It's not just going to be the sample that gets me there. You know what I'm saying? I need to be sold by actually the lyrics on the record. Everybody want to come to La La Land is the hook. You know, Game seems to be doing the Drake thing where he lets the beat talk. But honestly, I could have used more Game lyrics on this one. I have never, you know what I mean? We've never gone light on Game lyrics until La La Land. Now we're going to move on to Change the Game. Change the Game. Another dud. I'm sorry to say. Change the Game. Okay, so we got someone who does a great hook collaborating with the game here, right, you guys? We got somebody who does a great hook. I'm talking about Ty Dolla $ign. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't crazy about La La Land. But so next track we're moving on to Change the Game, right? So I went into this one with high hopes. Plus, the game is doing a little throwback where he actually throws his name or the word game into the title of the track. You know, change the game. Okay. You know, it's not the beat you would have expected. You know what I'm saying? This is our second Jay-Z sample. They did the Jay-Z, Beanie Siegel, and Memphis Bleak song, Static Major as well. Rest in peace. Shout out to my brother Berserk. They did the Change the Game sample. I really wasn't feeling it. This is not the right way to use Ty Dolla $ign whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? This is not the way to use Ty Dolla $ign whatsoever. Again, on this verse, we are getting a softer, more talking, soft tone for the game in his voice. Just maybe that's naturally developed throughout the course of the last few albums. It's just kind of odd to me. Jay-Z did a lot better on this. Still here, never left. Still bust more or less. Still up, bitch. Young Hova in the house. Why'd you let him do this one, Jay? Maybe because it wasn't going to be the single, I guess. So we're going to move on to a record that I think honestly should have been the single. How Far I Came. Should have been the single, but it has an absolutely horrible title. It's the game featuring Roddy Ricch, y'all. The game featuring Roddy Ricch. So I'm noticing every song has a feature pretty much at this point, whether it's the hook or the verse or a sample. I'm not saying I hate it because it's within the game's own name. You know what I mean? He's supposed to venture out and work with these artists, but I'm just seeing missed opportunity. You know what I mean? Missed opportunity after missed opportunity. They're focused on clearing samples when they should be focused on putting the game alongside all these guys that are currently popping, yet they're more concerned with clearing Jay-Z samples. We should be more concerned about getting the game alongside Ty Dolla $ign in a music video. We should be more concerned with the game and Roddy Ricch doing a video if we want this. Everyone tries to trash talk Roddy Ricch for moving 100,000 units. Would have been nice to have a little piece of that with the game, right? Okay. How far I came though, but let me just say this before I got into the track, I was kind of feeling like hopefully this is not a track where he's talking about all of the albums he's done. That shit is annoying when an artist use their album titles to do hooks. You know, I mean, it's just simply overdone. Please don't string across your hooks. Please don't string across your verses, all the albums you've done. I'm done with it. I don't find it creative at this point. I find it to be a nuisance. That type of shit annoys me. But this one starts off slow with the piano. You know, I'm digging it. I'm digging this one. I'm getting into the vibes. I'd like to listen to this one in front of the fireplace. You know what I mean? 62-year-old Mikey T listening to this one in the How Far I Came in front of the fireplace. Really, really sad when you take a Roddy Ricch song and you make me want to listen to it in front of a fireplace rather than go and get a bottle of Cristal and spray the shit all over. You know, I'm just saying, it's the opportunities that you've got. It's the opportunities. You could have took this one to Club Live. You could have took this one to Cameo. You could have took this one all over. But now, anyways, just from my vibe, it's kind of like a senior citizen type track. But, you know, Roddy Ricch bodies the hook. You know what I mean? This right here is your radio song. This is your My Life. You know what I'm saying? This is what you should have done with NBA Youngboy. His voice would have worked on the op beat, just like Roddy Ricch works on this. You know, it's all about that. It's all about placement. It's all about how you work your feature. Game's lyrics just don't match the flavor, but he managed to sneak in a Dr. Dre line. Before Dr. Dre, I was signing with the he said, before Dr. Dre, I was slanging rock to the doctors. I got to get mine and get the F out of Compton. I got to give Game a shout out for using Tony Yayo's flavor on this, though. You know what I mean? Game comes on, he's like, I'll take you out tonight. It just reminded me of when Tony Yayo broke into that Boys to Men shit on his Thoughts of a Predicate Felon album. Out of nowhere, the Game is like, I'll take you out tonight. I'm like, did he just snatch up Tony Yayo's flavor right there? When Tony Yayo was on that one record and he was like, Mr. Telephone Man, the feds are tapping my line. Every time I die, collect numbers for bricks all the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the hell is going on here, Game? I'll take you out tonight. So, rocks on my chain, all white like cocaine. You can't imagine how far that I came. So, Game's flow just doesn't, you know, it doesn't come off as something that you'd hear on the radio at this point in time, you guys. Where's that smooth delivery? You know what I'm saying? Fresh like, you know what I'm saying? Where's that delivery that you had where we could hear it on the radio? Maybe if Dr. Dre mixed it. Maybe if Dre mixed it. Maybe if Dr. Dre mixed it, it would do a little bit better. So from there, the Roddy Ricch feature, How Far I Came, we actually move on to Heart versus Mind. So this is actually the secondary title of the album for whatever reason. Mustard was on the beat. So initially I'm thinking this should be dope. There's a long intro in the first verse, loyalty, lawyer fees, gas prices, oil fees, passive aggressive, pastors cheating you out your royalties, whipping the 504 and all offers show money, more problems is better than no money. Your money is your money. It's not mine. So why would I rob you of your manhood and your grind? Heart versus mine. So this is what we're getting from the game on this album, you guys. This is the flow that we're getting from the game here. Loyalty, lawyer fees, gas prices, oil fees. He's just flipping that old West Side Stories. Court cases, caught that, not guilty, been hate me, been there, done that, got jacked, sold crack, jumped on Dre's back. I'm bringing CA back. And he's saying loyalty, lawyer fees, gas prices, oil fees, passive aggressive pastors cheating you at your royalties. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude's flipping his famous verse again. He's flipping his famous flow again. That's what everybody got mad at him for when he did that remix with R. Kelly. And he just flipped his How We Do. And then nobody bought verses from him ever again. It was like, dude, you got to come up with different flows, man. Not just rapping hard either, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not Untold Story is not it. That I'll Take You Out Tonight got me, though. I ain't gonna front. All right, so guys, we also got some name drops. Name drop alert. Major Max B name drop, you guys. What did he say here? He said, Life in the Times of S. Carter, the reason I wrote my minds. This might be the perfect time when Earth aligns. Bombs going off all around me. I got Dirk in mind. I usually spaz, but Beyonce had to rework them lines. Never know who watching. That's why Malcolm had to jerk them blinds. I trust nobody. Dudes will kill you. Leave nobody. Ain't no room key. So why are they sitting in your lobby? Want to put you in a box like they know Roddy. Trying to ride a wave, but these Frank Ocean's so choppy. Trying to ride a wave. If you're going to do that, at least scream free Max B. If you're going to do that, at least scream free Max B or something. Scream free Max B or something. I love that, man. He actually gave Max B some shine. Man. Good song. You know what I mean? Really not what I was expecting from Mustard. You know what I mean? Just like earlier when Game worked with YG. Like I said a little bit earlier, when Game had the song and the hook for Voodoo, that wasn't what I expected, because the Game doesn't make cliche sounding music. You know, he's usually pretty original, but look at the Doctor's Advocate title track featuring Busta Rhymes as an example for that. But also, I do remember the Game in an interview saying, if you're sending him a beat, don't make it a West Coast beat. He always wants to try and do something new with people. So maybe that was his outlook going into working with both YG and Mac Mustard. So from there, we move on to No Smoke at the Polo Lounge featuring Jeremiah. Right, free Max B, baby. Free Max B, free the wave. Free the wave. So No Smoke at the Polo Lounge actually features Jeremiah. Okay, so we got Jeremiah in the Game getting back together here. This is the first time I believe they've been together since All Eyes, but of course, no video. And you know what I mean? judging by the start of the song with the long intro, it doesn't really seem like it's really that single worthy. So I'm asking myself the question, why bring out the big boys of R&B for something that you're not trying to put on the Billboard charts? Live interview. Oh yeah, I should definitely put that up so everybody knows. Should probably post that up so everybody knows what I'm doing for a live tonight. Like honestly, man, if you're gonna go grab Jeremiah, so no smoke at the Polo Lounge. They're stopping the song mid bars to do sound effects, like drinks pouring up, which I ultimately don't understand. Jeremiah's hook may save this thing, but he comes really, really slow rather than just something we would ever hear on the radio. You know what I mean? He's actually singing really slow rather than one of the typical tracks we'd hear on the radio. You know what I mean? So that's what threw me off about this. It's like, why use Jeremiah like that? Come on, man. We know what this guy has done. You know what I'm saying? Game said, catch you in the crosshairs. You better have God with you. This is death row. I hope Suge and all them dudes from the mob with you. I got this bitch on me. She just want to vibe with you. I ain't gonna lie. Your bitch with you? Shit, she might just die with you. Y'all thought it was ride or never mind. I'm so ahead of my time. Tomorrow at 3, I shat at your pants 7 times. This is really just another track that I wasn't expecting, but it's a cool vibe. It's jazzy, but I can't really see myself turning it on again at the end of the day. I mean, I like you know what I mean, from Jeremiah. I like them records from him, them hits on the radio. If Jeremiah gets on anything out of this, you know what I mean, out of this, if he gets anything out of this, I guess it's a chance to actually showcase a different sound. That's about all I can say. Moving on, we're talking about No Man Falls, which is a popular record. It actually features Pusha T and 2 Chainz. Pusha T and 2 Chainz coming on this joint, which is pretty cool, I gotta say. Monster features right there. Fake Suge, you guys are hilarious. So this is one to remember right here. Put it down, throw it in your YouTube right now if you guys haven't checked it out. No Man Falls featuring Pusha T and 2 Chainz. What we got here? Game went in on this one. And Game also took some crazy shots at 50 on this one as well. Walking Delilah's 40 deep like I own death row. Say it with my chest wearing no vest though. Aftermath in the rear view, so I drove for you. Without the chain, without the ring, the one I bought with my advance when them ounces came. Watch 50. Look what 50 look like doing the verses without the game. Earth, Wind, and Fire, Ron Isley without the cane. And where would I be without the cane? Probably the same place Aubrey Graham would be without Lil Wayne. Same place Kendrick Lamar would be without Shireen? Sorry. The print was in yellow. I couldn't read it. 2 Chainz was on this joint. F&M with the hollow tips. I ain't with the politics. Screensaver was a room full with 1,000 bricks. You know how I'm coming, boo? Make it hard to swallow. You know how I'm coming, boo? Make it hard to swallow it. If you don't see me shining, bitch, you need an optometrist. Yo, man, this dude is wild. This dude is wild, man. Mm. 2 Chainz came on this one. It's hard to say who had the hardest verse. You know what I mean? It's a really good collaboration. This is what I really enjoyed about the Game's albums after The Doctor's Advocate. You know, how he really started to pair different artists on tracks. We really, didn't think we'd get to hear. So getting to hear 2 Chainz and Pusha T and Game all on a track together, it was dope. Next, we have Chrome, Slugs, and Harmony featuring Lil Wayne and G Herbo, which is crazy. You know what I mean? We got London on the track on this one. We got a sample from the Thuggish Ruggish Bone. Could this song get any more classic? We got Lil Wayne and Herbo. Let's see if Game can give us another 10 out of 10 feature right here. Game was hitting on this London on the beat track too. All my soldiers serving dope. Cracking eggs, pouring yolk. Hit the feds with the fifth, going fishing with the pole. Never snitch, never fold. Dragging Chevys on the road, hitting switches, hitting homes. When they smile, you see gold. Lil Wayne was on the thugged out shit on this track. Kind of like back to his old days, you know what I mean? He's like probably wearing like an 8X shirt while he was recording this, you know what I mean? This is one of the best tracks that I've heard G Herbo on as well, to be real with you. I yell F12 like I'm talking to Noon. Stay humble, I might. I yell F12 like I'm talking to Noon. G Herbo is a real one, man. I've seen him working with Gilly over the years, and I hope everything goes well for him in the future. Lil Wayne destroyed the hook with just a few words. I mean, it wasn't no John, you know what I mean? It wasn't Lollipop or it wasn't Hustler music, but Wayne's voice just riding the beat, the thugged out, thuggish, ruggish bone type shit. Wayne's verse is kind of crazy. Thuggin' since Bone Thugs, been young thug to a grown thug, bone a bitch like Pornhub. She gonna miss me like Uncle Charles blood. M Squeeze, watch his head come off. MD, all these meds I'm on. Chuck T's, got the Ray Bans on. Big B's, call me Brazy Bone. So yeah, Brazy Bone, that's crazy. I love it. Brazy Bone, that's lit. I like that. Y'all make sure you call Wayne Brazy Bone from now on. So from there, we're going to move on to Start From Scratch Part 2. The record, you know what I mean? The track that I've been waiting to hear. You know, I actually got to hear the Black Slim Shady, but today was my first time hearing Start From Scratch 2. Some of the other tracks I've heard, but Start From Scratch 2 is pretty deep into the album, you guys. So Game says, so I wanted to like compare the two a little bit. And on this track, Game actually says that Havoc gave him his first beat for the documentary. And that was Don't Need Your Love featuring Faith, actually produced by Havoc and Dr. Dre. So I went back real quick and listened to see if anything gave it away. You know what I mean? That it was his first track, that it was his first recording. Game said, "Yo, Prodigy, you know I need you on this one," and that was an indication right there when Game actually gave that shout out to Prodigy at the beginning. It's an indication because Game wanted to put Prodigy on the track. He didn't know where he was going at that point. You know what I mean? He didn't know he was going on to be one of those rappers that was, fit to be on the Mount Rushmore of hip hop. And at that point, doing a random collaboration with Prodigy may have not been the idea of Dr. Dre. You know what I'm saying? If anything, it would have had to have been a collaboration with Mobb Deep. You know what I'm saying? Because Prodigy as a rapper was more known to be on the independent circuit. You know what I mean? The big thing that Prodigy was doing was with Mobb Deep. Now, Prodigy's albums were a lot of my favorites. You know what I mean? HNIC 2, Return of the Mac. You know what I'm saying? I was really feeling these albums right before he had got locked up. But the fact of the matter is, look what they did with 50 Cent and DJ Premier. There was no way that Prodigy was going to be featured on Don't Need Your Love. As much as any of us fans would have loved to have seen it, that probably would have made Don't Need Your Love a 10 times better song, and it would have made the documentary a little bit more classic. It would have made it a little bit more classic. All right, so Game addresses a lot of his early life, speaking on family problems, also only rapping for 1.5 years. Yeah, that's right. And also getting hit up for some weed. Yeah, so this is definitely Game's introduction track, meaning I Don't Need Your Love. I wonder how it went down with Dr. Dre and Havoc on the production end, but that's something I would actually have to ask Havoc. So the difference right away, the original track, Start From Scratch Part 1, is 4 minutes long, and the new one is 2 minutes and 58 seconds. So we got like 4 minutes and 8 seconds to 2 minutes and 58 seconds. Game had already said he's done doing 3-verse records. We did get a few on this album though. So in the old one, Game is talking about all the shit that he wouldn't change. He wouldn't change nothing on the first one. If I could start from scratch, I wouldn't change shit. Now that we're 20 years past, he is saying that he'd change it all. Also, in part, we have Getaway, the Mobb Deep sample on this one, whereas in the original, we had a hook from Marsha Ambrose, and it was produced by Dr. Dre and Scott Storch. So, big difference here. Mike Zombie, among others, produced Start From Scratch too. In the original, Game says at 12:49, he would have around the hands of time, so he wouldn't have ended up getting hit with his own 9. Now, on Start From Scratch 2, Game wants to rewind the hands of time so that he could have walked in the club and let it blam would shine. Game had a, what? Do you realize you would have went to jail for 10 years? Do you realize at that point in time, Diddy would not have even known who you really were? This was like a few years before Diddy really knew who you were. Shine kind of getting locked up probably put you in a position to go meet Diddy. Unless y'all just would have been chilling with Diddy. Who knows? Who knows? Probably would have. All right. Game had a major shout out to Prodigy, which I loved. He said, "Yo, son, if that dude Prodigy was standing in my face right now, he'll say, yeah, yo, done. You know I really F with you. That's why a dude out here in Kingston smoking the loud, playing nothing but Mobb Deep on the MFer. And the first beat I ever had on the documentary came from that dude Havoc. So I got to thank you. You looked out, man. I owe you." So on this one, Game says, if I could start from scratch, I'd change hella shit. Would have never went to Hot 97 with hella clips. Would have took Yayo's spot, even though he's irrelevant. I could have left them dudes alone. I could have left them dudes alive. Now I'm stuck with they skeletons. I defended Nas, Joe, and Kiss. like F this group shit. Murder was the case. So I was in New York on my Snoop shit. That shit is hard right there. But like I said, on this one, now he just wants to change everything. If I could start from scratch, I would have changed hella shit. If I could start from scratch. I would have changed hella shit. Yeah, I'm doing a exclusive Drillmatic album review right now, you guys. I'm about to put a poll up so y'all can rate the album. Everybody can vote in the poll right now. So what we not gonna do is next. This song actually starts off with a long intro that features Protege. Protege saying, "Seen it all, been through it all, for real." I'm a big Protege guy, so like I say, this beat is, it's kicking up to me. Long intro, but I like the way the beat is kicking up. We first hear Game pop in about the minute and 14-second mark, and Game is rapping hard too. This is what we not gonna do. Guess being in a relationship is like a gift and a curse. And I got the blueprint too. So excuse me, miss. The AP out. That's when the room get lit and I maneuver through the club with the tool equipped. Struggle ass hook though, where he's like, you in a situation. I ain't trying to knock on dude, but I don't F up mine because that's what we not gonna do. This is what we not gonna do because what we not gonna do. This is what we not gonna do. I'm like, what, Game? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Why are you really doing that to yourself on the hook? You in a situation, and I ain't trying to knock on dude, but don't F up mine, because that's what we not gonna do. Game comes back with a verse, though, that makes you forget all that. If you're actually listening, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? If you're actually listening, you'll forget all that once you hear the Game's verse. But the thing is, we don't ever get to hear it because it's not on the radio with no suitable hook. Game rapping, I got the doc, but I'm out y'all view. Meaning I got the drop, but the top don't move. And you gonna need a plot if I'm plotting on you. Call the block on me, I'll put the block on you. I might drive out to Vegas, let 2 Glocks loose. It's a Suge Knight, the 742 Tupac proof. Your homie used you as a shield, so who shot who? And you got everybody back, but who got you? The Game is like crazy when it comes to these bars. But when it comes to the hook, as I've said, you've got to mask it. You've got to mask it. So I don't know why you're doing this hook on your own. I don't understand the title. What we not gonna do? Who the? Maybe that's a popular. Well, this is what we not gonna do. Yeah, people be saying that actually. You got to go check it out, DJ Spawn. Make sure you check it out. It's a pretty good album. I'll be giving my full grade at the end of the review. Everybody can vote what their grade is for it now. I'm going to be giving my full grade at the end of the review. Signing with Jay-Z. What? Signing with Jay-Z? Picture me selling my soul for a Grammy. If I could start it all over, I wouldn't have went there. I would have went there tipsy and clapped when they gave it to Missy. It ain't no jealousy with you, like that convo with Jay. Maybe I misunderstood what he was trying to say. I had to get away and head back to LA. Keep it real. I ain't talked to Hove again to that day. If I wasn't hard-headed, could have been signed to the Rock, but I'm not. Blown opportunity. Too many shots. So wow, that's crazy. He tried to stun on Missy. I was actually trying to look up what he was nominated for at the Grammys, in '06. I had found best rap song, best rap collaboration. Apparently Missy had won something and he didn't even clap. Do you realize how salty that makes you look, man? The fact that you're even nominated, like, geez, you're on your album. The Game is literally on his album talking about the fact that he just started rapping a year and a half ago, and you've got the opportunity to be up in consideration for an award against Missy, and you're not going to clap? You realize how much of a clown that makes you look like? Timbaland produced on your album? And you're not going to clap for Missy Elliott? Wow, man, that says a lot to me, man. Sometimes some things you shouldn't. I mean, I guess this is 10, 12 albums in, so you can reveal some of this shit now. You know what I mean? Because you're pretty much in obscurity now where you're selling 20,000 copies. You have 20,000 loyalists. You know what I mean? But that's great. That's called, you have a little bit of a you know what I'm saying? Appreciate you tapping in late, whatever. You can just go back. I'm reviewing every single track on the Drillmatic album. Picture me selling my soul for a Grammy. What's up with these dudes, man? Why do they make such a big deal about a Grammy? You know what I'm saying? Like the fact, and I'm not saying the Grammys aren't a big deal. Let me finish. Let me get my piece in. Why are these dudes making such a big deal at a Grammy that they're going to run up onto somebody's stage? And this is no disrespect on 50, no disrespect on Old Dirty Bastard, the Game for not clapping when one of his peers in the game, Missy, wins an award. But, like, in all honesty, why do they think it's the end of the world? Like, you are nominated for a Grammy right now. Your music has been respected to the point where the Grammy is going to put you up for a consideration. You act like you will never be there again. Well, when you act like that, you will never be there again. You know what I'm saying? When you act like that, you will never be there again. What are you, Will Smith? Did you win the Oscar? You know what I'm saying? Have you been nominated several times over? No, this is your first appearance. And you're in there, you're looking salty, the camera's panning to you when Missy wins her award, and you're standing there with a growl, with a stiff look on your face. It is what it is, man. It's your history, man. You're documenting it. You're telling us about it. Shit like that. Now, as far as him signing to Hove, that's just kind of crazy. So now he's saying, so on one of the albums, what was it? What was the song? I think it was actually on the Faith record produced by Havoc and Dr. Dre. Don't Need Your Love, where he was talking, I was Roc-A-Fella, Murder Inc., passed up. That sound with Black Rob, Loon, and Ass Puff. You were Roc-A-Fella passed up, man. It's because you were dissing Dr. Dre. It's because you were dissing Dr. Dre. So saying to head back to LA, keep it real. I ain't talked to Hove again to this day. If I wasn't hard-headed, could have been signed to the Rock, but I'm not. Blown opportunities, too many shots. Next on, we moving on to Fortunate, featuring Kanye West again. And this is the Kanye West one that I really like, you guys. If you haven't heard this album, you know what I'm saying? The hell, dude? What's up? What's up? What's up? So, Fortunate. I really like this track, you guys. I'm not even going to front. Fortunate actually starts off with the Game calling Kanye West. He actually calls him on this one. And Game is like, yo, I'm in London. I need you to swing by and pick me up. So I guess Kanye West going to pick the Game up is just one of the many things that Kanye has done for the Game. He has done so much for the Game in just 2 short weeks. Pick him up from the London, where was it? Just so I know in the future. Ah, damn it. I'm at London. I need you to swing by and pick me up. Game is on a different flow on this one, too. I don't know if I'm going to call it lyrical, but he keeps it lyrically interesting. Now, Kanye West is just really dope on this. Kanye West is really dope on this one, you guys. Game is like, you got to pitch it with Ye without forcing it. Dreezy is dope on this record as well. She's like, don't ask me about the ops. We slide, they evacuated. Game revealed a little bit of inside details about working with Kanye West, though, for everybody that wants to know. And I know everybody wonders that shit. So Game actually is like, yo, Timbo the king. He's like, dude, Ye had us in Miami writing for a month. We kept a 16 or two. Usually dudes don't be getting to keep their 16s. Maybe one, you know what I'm saying? But we hear all the shit about Kanye West really working out and having all these artists record material. And we've heard a lot of similar stuff from the likes of 6ix9ine, from the likes of Dr. Dre. You got to imagine they've got some amazing libraries of music. Now, Chiller, I don't know how that verse fits in. Dreezy got Chiller for sure on the verse. Shout out to Nori. He gets a shout out on there too. He Nori'd it. He Nori'd it. Next up, we got Ruby Rose featuring Jeremiah and Twista. And, you know, I'd heard a few snippets of this track while listening to the whole album. And let me say, it sounded like Twista absolutely murked it. But I still wanted that major radio single from Jeremiah. You know what I mean? I wanted that major radio single from Jeremiah in the game. And I was going into this record wondering if I was gonna get it. You know what I mean? They already had one with All Eyes. Are we gonna get another major record from, you know, the game and Jeremiah? Will we get it? Everybody vote in the poll right now. Everybody vote in the poll right now. If you haven't, give the album a grade. I will be grading it at the end of the podcast today. Let me see. Let me see. Excuse me, you guys. Oh, yeah, we got a lot of good shit here. There we go. It's a good poll right there. So let's get back to it. What's the next record we got here? What is the next record we got here? Excuse me, guys. Nope, not Drake with the braids. We're not there yet. Oh, Fortunate. That's right. We're on Fortunate. Chiller said what Ruby Rose, excuse me. So we got the classic Twista. Just go listen to it. It's called Ruby Rose. Twista's back doing what he does best. They have a female in the hook. They're really going somewhere else with this song, though. After we pass Twista's verse, we get another verse from Jeremiah, which again doesn't make all the sense in the world to me. Jeremiah is great, though. He sounds amazing on the track, but it's about placement, you guys. You know what I mean? Games like Can't Lie, you top 5, and you not 4, 3, or 2. You the 1, you the moon, you the sun. Let's move on to the next track. Like I said, it's all about how you use your features. I just don't see where this song gets playback value. You know what I mean? I don't see how this song fits on an album called Drillmatic. You know what I mean? I'm not playing. This is while, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even playing this record when I'm smashing. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not playing this record when I'm having a candlelit dinner. I'm not looking for that type of vibe with this. If you're going for that vibe, you just can't do it in a half-assed way. Game doesn't even transform his flow to match this. It's just typical Game. You can't listen, Game. You can make the song or you can not make the song. So we move on to Drake with the braids, and Drake pretty much dubbed the game on a feature. He did 100 for the documentary too. Drake probably seen that this was a Wack 100 produced project and decided he would just bow out. But honestly, if you can't afford 150K from NBA YoungBoy, which would include a video, how are you going to get Drake? You know what I mean? Drake is going to bow out respectively till the documentary 3, maybe even the documentary 5. But let's move on. Let's get away. You know what I mean? It's a good way to get Drake on your album, I got to say. You know what I mean? But you kind of clowned yourself. You know, Drake wasn't calling Eminem with that response. Drake would never call Eminem with that response, nor 50, nor Dre, nor Snoop. Only Game, not Kendrick. Sorry, Game. It was probably because it's 100 ENT, though. So let's move on to Nikki Beach, which had a dope feature, but I honestly believe like this feature should have been split up. We got a 2-for-1 here with Nikki Beach featuring French Montana and Tory Lanez. Literally 2 people that could have done hooks for the game placed onto one song. Maybe I'm an executive producer at heart, but maybe it could have been stepped back. Like, remember the song What We Not Gonna Do? Maybe if French was on it, what we not gonna do? What we not gonna do? You know what I'm saying? You'd be like, ain't worried about nothing. What we not gonna do? You know what I'm saying? French would find a cool way to say it, better than the way that I'm saying it right now. But come on, man. Couldn't we have stepped back and really looked at the album? Wack, where are you? Aren't you the executive producer? You know what? Cut me a check. Cut me a check, Wack, and I will do all the executive production for you. It's going to be Movie Star Publishing. Hit me off with my first million, and I'll do the next Drillmatic album for you. Drillmatic 2, I'll give you a twofer. I'll give you a twofer. I'll do Drillmatic 2 and 3 for $1 million. So we could have honestly slid French Montana onto the hook for What We Not Gonna Do. You know what I'm saying? Made like a little smash. It would have been like French Montana's follow-up to Ain't Worried About Nothing. French would have put a little bit more oomph into it too. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not the A&R. That's whack. But remember, all this is going into my grading for the album. So let's get back into the track, Nikki Beach, because we're starting off with a 10, right? Where do you think we're at right now? I'm saying the only thing that's saving this album is the variety of tracks that they have. The fact that it's pretty much like a double album. So we even got Khaled starting this thing off. He's like, hey, yo, Game. We going to Colombia, man. Mexico, Brazil, Argentina, DR, Puerto Rico, Cuba. Tory's hook is crazy on this thing. Okay, guys, like, I'm lit just like the leaf that's rolling my marijuana. How is it that this is not a major single? How is it that this is not a major single? Is it because Tory Lanez issues with Megan Thee Stallion? Game's on this track talking about Blanquilo, landing in the helo, scuffed the Yeezy slides, Adidas. No, we ain't in Vegas. No, we ain't in Rio. This bricks inside the Phantom got me feeling like a kilo. French Montana's in classic form on this as well, man. I ran the competition. I done ran 100 laps. Be my Ari, I'ma hit you with the money bags. Locks in the streets. A lot of chemistry. Block energy. Ciroc, Hennessy. She want to change her last name for the GOAT. Because I wrote her name with $1 million on the flow. Woo! I like that. She want to change her name for the GOAT. Because I wrote her name with $1 million on the flow. Yep. Snipe your favorite actress and keep it super low. Me and Game on an island watching the Super Bowl. French really had to bring up the Super Bowl, huh? French really had to do that slick shit. Shout out French. That's my boy right there. Great song right there. Game has an amazing feature, but like I said, he's really not utilizing it. Talk to Me Nice featuring Meek Mill. Blast. Hopefully I'm saying that right. And Moneybagg Yo. Meek's beef apparently is over with Game. Meek just jumps right on this track, and it sounds like a classic Meek Mill, man. Sounds like Meek hasn't missed a step. Even after the Breakfast Club interview, where the the Drink Champs interview. Even after the Drink Champs interview, where the games manager actually dissed Meek Mill. They're still on the same. And this is even on Wack 100's label. You know what I'm saying? It's a dope hook from Blast. I'm sorry, I'm just not all that familiar with him. Game had to diss 50 again. I'm on my FN shit. Ben had a 50 clip. He wasn't on my second shit. This album got yay on it. Starting to feel like a testament. I throw them money bags. Yo, that's why my section's lit. Moneybag Yo, I believe this is his first collaboration with the game. He jumped on this. Moneybag Yo sounds awesome on this track as well, I got to admit. But it's like, where's the video for the public presentation? You know, put on for my click. I'm real as it gets. Before I purchased the drink, I gave it a kiss. Had to make sure it's right. They're trying to say we bipolar. Me and this Glock got to switch. Why? Because me and this Glock got to switch. I definitely butchered that verse. Money in front of me, bullshit behind us. We just vibing, don't mind us. Like I said, dope features right here. New production from the game here, working with Moneybag Yo, getting over all the issues with Meek Mill. So that's pretty dope. Moving on, we got Money Cash Clothes featuring A$AP Rocky, produced by Mike Zombie and Swizz Beatz. Going into this, I thought this should be interesting. Some more shots at Wack 100's artist. Don't get me started. Who am I? I'm the big homie to Lil Wayne Carter. They're trying to throw the book at blood, but I'm the author. I can still say 9 Trey, and my bandana stretch farther than New York. It's like I'm walking on water. How I end up in Heathrow with the Draco inside my joggers. So little 9 Trey action right there. Give me 1 second, y'all. We is Gucci. Anyways, so right now we are speaking on the Money Cash Close. Money Cash. Yep. But I see what Swizz Beatz did here. It was A$AP Rocky and DMX on the verse, which is dope. You know, you got to go and listen to this, hear the feel of it. You know, all the DMX fans are going to want to go hear it. I can appreciate that on the Drillmatic album. You know, we don't get to hear this shit on albums. You know what I mean? We usually get to hear this shit at nightclubs. We usually get to hear this type of shit where they'll do these remixes on performances. So A$AP Rocky, Mike Zombie, Game, Swizz Beatz, and in memory of DMX, whom I put in my top 5. So we got Killers featuring Cameron. Cameron started this track off with some talking, which he is known for. They talking about some real dudes back in style. Look, we never went nowhere. We just had to turn to a secret society because too many suckers got a blue check and thought they was somebody. You know who I'm with. So Cam's verse is cool on this, you guys. Go check it out. Game and Cam. I think this is like the first time they've collaborated since the Certified Gangsters track, unless I'm mistaken, and Cameron had him on one of his albums, which is totally possible because, you know, Cameron be on his independent shit. Cameron keeps the relationships that he once had. What's going on with this Dutch? Cameron's like, don't play with game and don't play no games. Want to play games? They got apps. Cargo off this game. 24 acres in Spain. About to go to Google. Type in Harlem. What pop up? My nickname. So moving on from there, we got the Black Slim Shady, you guys. The Black Slim Shady, the track that I guess Wack 100 said did 2.5 million spins. Considerable amount of spins. Who knows? Maybe it would have done more if the track wasn't 10 minutes long. This is definitely the longest track on the album. He's seemingly trying to recreate 300 bars, something he is well known for. What he's known for, dissing artists on long tracks. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the track that made most people actually listen to the album. Game started this track off with 50 Cent's favorite saying. Game also said, me and Hit Boy back on our shit. I believe Hit Boy had said that he had only heard 2 verses. Game is like, I don't know if they know who they effing with. Really? They don't know who they're effing with? They signed you to like an 8-album deal, geez. So now he goes, now I'm singing Frank Ocean, and you get hit with the Novocaine. Sick and tired of bitches and critics. They all the same. So I'm just going to note that this is the 3rd Frank Ocean name drop that we got here, you guys. The second verse is where he really taps into the Eminem shit, saying, I killed Dr. Dre in my basement last night. I was wasted last night. I went apeshit last night. Chopped his body up and forgot where I placed it last night. Had a slice of humble pie, couldn't taste it last night. You know, so this is like him tapping into what Eminem would do with Dr. Dre. Nobody would ever act like that with Dr. Dre. Nobody would ever talk about like that with Dr. Dre on a song in life. Eminem was the first one to do that type of shit. You know what I mean? Eminem was the first one to do that type of shit. Sorry, Game, you didn't feel comfortable enough to do that with Dre. You know what I mean? You'd be like, yo, Dre, can I get some weed? You'd literally be asking Dre for weed on a song. Buck past the blunt. Yo, tell Banks to order another case of 40s. Why are you having everybody order you weed and alcohol on tracks, bro? People got more important things to do, more innovative things. You think, how many millions of people do you think care that Buck is handing you a blunt? Do you realize how captivated people were when Eminem said shit? Oh, but Dr. Dre's dead. He's tied in my basement. Women, they love Eminem. Chicka, 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 Slim Shady. You know what I'm saying? All that shit. Here you are on this shit. So the conversation with Chuck and the Uber driver is strange. How he ends up being Stan's brother. I don't really know where the game is going with this. You know what I mean? Maybe Stan was his favorite song or something like that. Eminem, he used to be a rap god. People don't used to be rap gods, man. You know what I'm saying? People don't be like, yo, Tupac. People don't be like Biggie. People don't be like DMX. That's not what it is for Eminem. Eminem, people ask for more music to come out. You know what I mean? Just because some of us don't listen to it, it doesn't make us judge the person that they used to be. Like, Eminem is still the greatest rapper that you said he was from back in those albums that you made Eminem your favorite rapper. Those albums didn't change, Game. You know what I'm saying? If you want to talk about somebody ruining their legacy after putting out too many albums, I mean, we're talking about Drillmatic tonight, right? Oh, Game is like, oh, so he goes platinum, and oh, I'm on the math with him. He got all the blackest friends. He wants to be African. Me, left for dead. I'm the doctor's advocate. Dre never executive produced it. I just imagined it. Oh, here's the tips, the magic tricks, candy shops, and the magic six. D'Angelo Bailey got in shape to whoop your ass again, one of Eminem's childhood bullies. You depressed, you just masking it. You pop an Adderall, a Vicodin, and an aspirin. But the math wasn't math in it. So pass me the torch because the torture in my mind. Okay. But the math wasn't math in it. So pass me the torch. Listen, he passed the torch to 50 Cent. He passed the torch to 50 Cent. Eminem said he was taking a step back from the industry to pass the torch to 50 Cent, not to you. The torch was not being passed to you. The torch was being passed to 50 Cent. He said, with the voice that defied rhymes, will force the blind eye to see that I was the white Rolls Royce with 5 nines when you was pretending to be the white Royce to 5'9". I just crossed a fine line. Might just force the white guy to call D12 so he can pork they grind swine. And the biggest rapper in Detroit, that award is Sean Don. So uncork the Chardonnay and stick my fork in white wine. Okay, y'all. He's trying to give it to Big Sean. All due respect to Big Sean. You know what I mean? All due respect to Big Sean. You know, I don't think Game could really give that King of Detroit shit. I mean, shit. What about 42 Doug? What about Icewear Vezo? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people coming out of Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Big Sean is a legend right now. Big Sean is a legend, no doubt about it. Oh, man, he said, I never heard you in a club. I never heard you in a bar. 11 albums and 10 never got played inside my car. I could have 40 Glocked you unarmed, dropped the world on your head with one arm. Dear Slim, Haley's with me, and she's unharmed for now. These are, Dad, I'm really scared. These are the deepest secrets I keep, and I be on defense, because G's ain't supposed to fold up. With all the facades I hold up inside my mind, I froze up. The renegade or a soldier, I really gave it to Hova. 23 years, still ain't penetrating the culture. You're not top 5. You are not top 5 in mine. Big or Pac size. No Andre, no Nas. Stop telling white lies. Sniff a white line. This is the right time. I Suge Knight, Vanilla Ice. I'm not Mr. Nice Guy. Woo! He went off on him. For anybody that says that Rap Devil was better than that, there's absolutely no way. There's absolutely no way. So from there, we move on to Stupid featuring Big Sean. Big Sean really lays a dope hook on this one. F the bullshit. The mood is full clip. 10x to play. Man, that's my new shit. Invest in a business and some new tits. Bang it out the window. Man, this shit's going stupid. And Game actually gives a dope drop to Gilly the Kid on this one. He said, I'm in this off-white Virgil, angel wings in the hood, ain't no Rolls Royce commercials, Richard Millie's wrist on silly, $1 million worth of game like Wallow and Gilly. I know Meek, I know Beans, I sold. So you got to, Big Sean's verse is dope too. One of the best on the album. My drive on 100, I just pray that I never crash. Chuck letting choppers fly there with no helipad. I throw my rate around dudes, wish I would scale it back. I'm either the best that she ever had or never had. Yeah, Big Sean gives the Game an amazing verse on right there. Like I said, the fact that the Game is hitting us with a 30-track album, you know what I mean? The fact that the Game is hitting us with a 30-track album, it's really saving us, you know what I mean, from a bad grade. If this was like 15 tracks, you know what I'm saying, might be a different story. Up next, we get 38 Special featuring Blueface, which is a little bit odd. I was thinking we were going to get a full collaboration, but we actually didn't. We just get Blueface on the intro. A very quick intro from Blueface, where he's like, I can talk your baby mama out of panty draws. Every day it's a Christmas. My son know his daddy Santa Claus. You know, and I'm like, okay, where are we going with this? Game gave Wack 100's artist a little bit of shine. So he dissed his protege, one of them, but he gave his artist a little bit of shine. Game addressed getting kicked out of G-Unit, actually, on 38 Special. He said, why you dudes want to frame me? Because I got it out the mud like the military trained me. And here's something you should know. Me and 50 ain't never did a show. Imagine if we did. We would have passed down that BMF power to our kids. I had the G-Unit bandana wrapped around my face. Dudes kicked me out the group. The murder was the case. Woo! So we go on from Twisted there. Twisted is a smooth joint, you know what I'm saying? But you know, when you play a sample, you know I'm saying, like, if you title something similar to another track, you know, the worst thing that could happen is that the person listening shuts off your song and immediately goes back to listen to that old classic. And this is the second time that the sample has backfired on the game. The third time, actually, I'll say the DMX and ASAP Rocky joint wasn't really done all that well. The Jay-Z sample that you did wasn't really hitting. The Jay-Z Beanie Siegel changed the game sample. That really wasn't hitting. And now this rendition of Keith Sweat, oh man, this is just not good. I'm noticing the fact that you have 30 tracks on this album is kind of saving your album's grade, because if it was 15 to 16 cuts, like I said, I'd probably be grading this a 5 or a 6 at this point. So putting 30 tracks on here really saved the game's album, you guys. You know what I'm saying? So let's move on from there. We got Save the Best for Last featuring Rick Ross. Save the Best for Last. This is Rick Ross ending this one with some class, actually. Pray for the days when the failure was a phase or hate was the case, but they tell you to your face the top came down, so I never hit the brakes. The bitches came out. Some of them dudes they would chase. So we the dudes they would chase. It's good to hear Ross, you know what I mean, on Game's album. You know, Ross has a classic flow. His flow actually got a lot better as time went on. So, you know what I'm saying? It's good to hear. Rose is technically being the best saved for last on this one. He is the last hip hop feature on Drillmatic. Ross even echoed my sentiments at the end of his song. Kind of funny. He's like, forgive me for all my wrongs, getting dudes for sneakers and shit that's said in the song, putting homies in a check instead of putting them on. I'm always put the test. The real ones is finishing strong. Now, Ross has tried to put on quite a few people, in my opinion. Probably put more in check, though. You know what I mean? As a man gets older, he recognizes his mistakes. So that was a great feature on there. That was a great feature. Another track, A Father's Prayer, immediate vibe to this beat, y'all. Right when it comes on, this is an open letter to Game's daughters. I like these tracks. So go check out A Father's Prayer. I really like that. Like I said, it's an immediate vibe once you turn it on. Universal Love featuring Cassie, Chloe, and Chris Brown is the last track. We got Cassie from CT. We got Chris Brown and Chloe, who I'm not as familiar with. I'm sorry. So that's 3 names on Game's album I'm not really all that familiar with out of 30 tracks and 30 features. That's an interesting note. What's that, 10%? And if you add it up towards the feature, I mean, what, 30% of the features, 10% of the features that we don't know? You know what I mean? Just saying, we don't really, some of the features we don't know here. I'll get the number for you in a second, but let's tap in with the record. So we got the Janet Jackson sample here on Universal Love. You know, Game is rapping on some grown man shit. If I ruled the world and everything in it, I'd get every kid from Compton, Amex with no limit. I put Nas in a Senate seat, Lauren Hill on Capitol Hill, Lauren on Capitol Hill, yay for president, then I'd reveal. You know, it kind of reminds me of like Dead Prez, the Healthy record, you know, or some positive type shit that they would be doing. Chris Brown sounds amazing on this track, you guys. It's kind of crazy. We literally had to wait the whole album to hear Chris Brown on there, but he's shining. You know, I guess he makes a small appearance, a little bit more than Drake did because he's actually dropping some vocals. So it's 30 features on Drillmatic, and with about 3 to 4 people that I actually don't know. So, you know, the Game is rapping on some pretty new topics on here. So don't go onto Drillmatic expecting to hear all that drill. You're more going to hear what happens years after someone has been drilling. It's kind of like when the OGs attached himself to, what's current, and he doesn't really get it, because right there, it's like, what? The Game is sampling Janet Jackson on a drill album? And I might have to make him lose half a point for that, you guys. So that was my review of Drillmatic. Let me take a look at the poll and see what everybody's saying. If you're watching this on demand, make sure you leave your grade in the box, in the chat, A, B, C, or D. It's looking like the overwhelming grade for the chat is... Looks like the overwhelming grade for the chat is a D. I'm going to give this album a C. I'm going to give it a 7. I'm giving this album a 7. I'm giving it a grade of a 7 out of 10. Like I said, it probably would have been a 5.5 to 6.5 if it didn't have so many records on it. Game really saved this album with all the features. I want everybody to tap in tonight. I have my live interview with Little Flip. I'm dropping that tonight, you guys. Make sure you're all tapped in. I want everybody to follow me on social media. I hope you enjoyed this review. Everybody leave their reviews for the album right now in the chat. Excuse me, in the comment box. Leave your review, favorite tracks, favorite feature. You know what I'm saying? But I hope y'all enjoyed my review of it, man. And stay tuned. I'm going to be doing a review of The Course of the Inevitable 2 from Lloyd Banks coming up next, man. Live tonight, interview, Little Flip. Make sure y'all are tapping in 10 p.m. tonight. Appreciate y'all for tapping in.